Hi, Kaiser Phoenix here. It is December 4th, and I've just learned of Eddie Fatu, or better known as Umaga, in the WWE. He died today, unfortunately. I believe, through the best of my knowledge, he died of a heart attack and was taken off life support today. So, he was 36, which is way too young to be dying of anything, really. Unfortunately, it's another in the long line of way too early wrestling deaths. 36, 35, 34, just way too young and way too common. It was heart attack this time, which it often is. I think Umaga wasn't necessarily the best used at certain points in his career, but there's still a lot of memories I have of him. I started watching a little bit before he showed up on the scene. I remember him showing up on the scene and just totally destroying Vic Flare, which is kind of cool. But he always seemed to have great timing with his moves. He knew when to do them to the maximum effect, and when he did them, it was devastating. His finisher was a thumb to the throat, which you wouldn't think would be that impressive, but the way he delivered it was in such a way that it just looked absolutely devastating. And I'm sure it was one of those things that was not all that hard to take compared to, a power bomb or a pile driver or whatever. But that wasn't his only big move, though. He had big splashes, his little hip thrust in the corner, which looked devastating every time. He had his spinning side slam, which, oh my god, against certain wrestlers, especially Jeff Hardy, that just looked so painful. And then the picture-perfect Samoan drop. He used it on Shawn Michaels once. It was amazing. Shawn Michaels ran in, he just tossed him up, caught him, and slammed him on the ground. It was great. Umaga was a big guy who was good at what he did. I think the feuds I remember best was he had like a kind of an off and on thing with Jeff Hardy, who occasionally they'd just have an awesome kick-ass match. I think the memory that's coming to my mind right now would be their cage match they had at some point in time. I don't remember when, but it involved Jeff Hardy going up all the way up to the top and doing the whisper in the wind from the top onto Umaga to win the match, and that was just badass. I remember him. I think the biggest moment in his career, I would say, would be when he faced John Cena for the title. That was the apex of his first big monster heel push, and I want to say that was John Cena coming off his battles with Edge, and I think that was kind of a good feud for Cena, him versus Umaga. Some would say that it kind of diminished Umaga after that because he didn't win the title. I mean, maybe in a way, but I really didn't view it as much. His later battles with Triple H, I wouldn't say were a great point for him, but I think my biggest memories of him would be his battles with Cena and Hardy. His CM Punk stuff was okay, but that was just so random. He started talking and then he left, but anyway. I also remember an Elimination Chamber where he took like 4 or 5 big moves from all the other wrestlers to finally take him down, which was just fun to watch. I mean, he was such a big monster. In fact, I will say he's probably, I haven't seen many Samoan Savages really, but I think he was the best at what that character type was supposed to be. He was just good, devastating big man. It's really sad to see him go. Sad that he left WWE, and it's even sadder now that he's left all of us here. So that's my little tribute to Umaga, Eddie Fatu. Hope he rests in peace and all that. Hopefully you all will go watch an Umaga match and appreciate him for what he brought to the table. So